Everyone's heard of heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and so on, but some are not so known, yet they can be equally as deadly in some cases. So join us as we count 10 of the most bizarre medical conditions. Number 10. Human werewolf syndrome. Some diseases are easier to diagnose than others. Take hypertrichosis for example, which might be diagnosed the second the person enters a doctor's waiting room. How? The hair growing out of his or her cheeks, forehead, or hands. Hypertrichosis is the overproduction of hair anywhere on the body, men and women, babies and adults. The condition doesn't discriminate. There are variations of the disorder, some resulting in hair growth patterns that likely contributed to ancient wolfman folklore. In fact, in the past, people with hypertrichosis were often featured in carnival sideshows. Some people are affected head to toe, while others may only experience unusual hair growth on isolated parts of their bodies. Number 9. Stone Man Syndrome. Around the world, there are 800 confirmed cases, although the estimated total is higher, of a rare and debilitating disease called fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva, better known as Stone Man Syndrome. It causes muscle to turn into bone, locking limbs in place, and is often fatal. It is currently untreatable, but scientists think they may now be a step closer to a cure. Number 8. Allergy to water. Urticaria literally means hives. Aquagenic urticaria causes small hives or wheals of edema when water touches the skin. Normal activities such as showering, crying, or getting wet from rain can cause a reaction. These outbreaks are often itchy and red. They burn and can be painful. Within minutes of water exposure, hives, rash, or erythema may appear. Individual hives last 24 hours or less. However, the course of a hive episode may be days to weeks, but usually there is spontaneous resolution when the response burns out. Number 7. Forgetlessness. Although this may sound like a really cool superhero power, it's not. Not being able to forget anything can be extremely distracting, and there is a reason brains are not typically wired this way. While rare, there are several people in the world who possess this superhuman memory capable of remembering seemingly unimportant details, such as the weather every day for the past decade. Number 6. Geographic tongue. This oddly named syndrome involves psoriasis-like symptoms of the mouth, in which harmless but potentially painful lesions develop on the tongue. Red and white patches are often surrounded by a slightly elevated yellow border, resembling irregularly shaped geographic masses on a map. These lesions can cause a burning sensation or irritation. The cause of GT is unknown. However, situations and conditions producing stress, including allergies, hormonal disturbances, nutritional deficiencies, psychological disturbance, writer's syndrome, and even spicy foods are related to GT, according to a 2005 case study. Number 5. Fish odor syndrome. Fish odor syndrome, otherwise known as trimethylaminuria, is an unusual metabolic condition which means you have difficulty breaking down and digesting certain compounds found in food. Most people's bodies don't have a problem breaking down trimethylamine and turning it into trimethylamine oxide, but for those that do, the trimethylamine is instead disposed through your sweat, breath, and urine, giving off a pungent fishy aroma. Unsurprisingly, it can be a tad distracting and more than a little embarrassing, and the smell tends to get worse around menstruation. However, there is help at hand for sufferers with a variety of antibiotics and probiotics available that can help ease the condition, as well as adopting certain diets. Number 4. Blue skin disorder. Argyria results from prolonged contact with or ingestion of silver salts. Argyria is characterized by grey to grey-black staining of the skin and mucous membranes produced by silver deposition. Silver may be deposited in the skin either from industrial exposure or as a result of medications containing silver salts, and result in this unusual look. Number 3. Tree bark skin. A disease which is an immune deficiency, It is a failed human response to the human papillomavirus type 2 and is believed to stem from a genetic defect. This genetic link is important in helping scientists find a cure. Those whose immune systems are weak and cannot fight HPV are vulnerable to contracting tree man disease. Due to the extremely rare immune system deficiency, their bodies are unable to contain the warts. The virus then hijacks the cellular machinery of their skin cells, which makes them produce massive amounts of the substance, causing tree-like growths. Number 2. Congenital pain insensitivity. Congenital insensitivity to pain is a condition that inhibits the ability to perceive physical pain. From birth, affected individuals never feel pain in any part of their body when injured. People with this condition can feel the difference between sharp and dull, and hot and cold, but cannot sense, for example, that a hot beverage is burning their tongue. This lack of pain awareness often leads to an accumulation of wounds, bruises, broken bones, and other health issues that may go undetected. Young children with congenital insensitivity to pain may have mouth or finger wounds due to repeated self-biting, and may also experience multiple burn-related injuries. Number 1. Elephantitis. Elephantitis is an obstruction of lymphatic vessels which cause extreme swelling of skin and tissues, typically in the legs or testicles. This disfiguring condition can be brought about in several ways, though a mosquito-borne parasite is the most common cause. Over 40 million people have been affected by the condition. There are medications available to kill the parasite, so early intervention will produce the best results. There are surgical options if the elephantitis affects the testicles, but unfortunately not the limbs.